Ready? Welcome to your first match here at the South Sound Scrimmage, presented to you by the Sodabots, hosted by the Tacoma Robotics Alliance. Over to you, Pat. It's time we meet our Red Alliance.
Over here on our Red Alliance, we have 8051.
Team Take Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
3218.
That's Panther Robotics from Bonnie Lake, Washington.
8032.
And that's Sasquatch Robotics from Seattle, Washington. Coming on over to our Blue Alliance.
Over here we have 5937. 5957. 5937.
It's Team 5937. MI Robotics.
2557.
The Sodabots from Tacoma, Washington.
And 360's second team.
That's 720 for Pi. Please indicate a thumbs up when you are ready for your match to begin and you're connected to your robot. All right, Cal, look for my thumbs up and I'll give you that for that final heads up to start, as I think you can see me best. Sweet. All right, looks like we're seeing thumbs up on 2/3 of our Blue Alliance. Looks like 2/2 of our, just our whole Red Alliance has thumb up. Alrighty, with that we have thumbs up across the board. We'll begin match number 1 here at the South Sound Scrimmage in 3, 2, 1, go! With that, we're jumping right into auto here with Tink Rex working their way out to the center of the field. Sodabots over on the Blue Alliance working their way to pick up that fuel from their hopper, shooting straight into the hub. Right over here on the Red Alliance, we can see not much happening, which just means they're building suspense. They want to keep the audience waiting. They are just, it's a secret technique. Here we can see our teams over here have scored their points. With that, we are now leaving teleop. And then we're now jumping into our teleoperate period here with the Sodabots scoring into their hub, working their way through those scores. Here we can see 360's Woodbot is working its way through the Alliance to the neutral zone, looking to pick up that fuel. Here we can see Sasquatch Robotics is working their way through their neutral zone as well. Here we can see the Tink Rex human player is actively scoring fuel into their hub, constantly gaining them points. Here you can see 360's second robot is working their way through the center. It looks like Sasquatch is a little stuck up on that bump. Hopefully their alliance partner is going to come help knock them loose. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, our alliance partner is disabled right now, which just means that's more time for the human player to score. Looking over here on the Blue Alliance, we can see a flurry of action as our teams are working their way to score that fuel. Here we can see the Sodabots is working hard to put that fuel into their hub and keep things going. Coming on over to the other side of the field because I don't want to block people's view. Here we see 360's robot just dumping buckets into their hub. Here we can see the Sodabots collecting from the ground in the neutral zone. They are currently shuttling for their alliance partners, as right now is a red shift to the opposing alliance. Here we can see Sodabots is playing a little bit rough. Here we can see a bit of chaos going on in the field. 360, 4 Pi working their way through that robot. Over here, we can see the Sodabots working their way through the neutral zone as they work to score as our alliance shift is currently in progress right now. Moving our way over to the Red Alliance here, we can see Sasquatch Robot. Oh, that's Tink Rex, actually. Tink Rex is working hard to get their fuel scored. Here we can see with them without a shift on, going for those points. Bumping on over here, we can see the Sodabots working their way to score points into their hub. Here we can see 1, 2, 3. And it looks like they might be going for more. 4 Pi working its way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we can see end game has begun. That's 30 seconds left to climb. We'll see who actually attempts to climb in this match. Here we can see over on the center of the field, 360 going through that neutral zone as both hubs are now active. Here we can see everyone rushing back to their alliance zone. 360 trying to get in some final field. 4 matches up. 10 seconds left on the clock here. Here we can see those final points coming in from the Blue Alliance over here with just 2 seconds left and match. Your scores will be posted momentarily. With that, your scores for match number 1 have been posted with a Blue Alliance victory, 87-20. Here we can see 7 points scored in auto and 80 points scored in teleop. Unfortunately, we have not seen any end game points yet, but we still see some climber-equipped robots here, so stay tuned. Alrighty, teams. If you think you can be as cool as the Bonnie Lake Panthers over here, I think you should bring your robot onto the field if you're ready. Again, if you think you can come close to being as cool as 32-18, the Bonnie Lake Panthers, maybe you should take your robot onto the field and be just as awesome as them for loading up early. Thank you.
New York.
Alrighty, welcome to qualification. Hey, you're not qualified for nothing. Welcome to match number 2 here at the Southdown Scrimmage. Pat, over to you. Let's meet our Red Alliance.
Over here on our Red Alliance, we have 360. We have 360 squared, 360's other team. 1 second, sorry.
Team 360, the Revolution
And
from
we
Tacoma, Washington.
3218, Panthers Robotics.
That's Team 3218, Panther Robotics from Bonnie Lake, Washington.
Okay. Yeah, I called 30.
Call number,
Okay, yeah,
Silently.
I did.
number, and then I say name.
Okay, sorry.
And over on our Red Alliance, Pat, who do we got?
Blue Alliance.
Hey, this is the Blue Alliance.
Yeah, 5937.
That's MI Robotics from Mercer Island, Washington, of whom on March 31st will be getting the link to two-line expansion crossing the lake. I'm excited.
8051.
That's Team Tink Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
And last but not least, 8032.
That's Team 8032 Sasquatch Robotics from Seattle, Washington. Unfortunately, they could not make it to this match, so let's give them a round of applause. Panther Robotics, can we see a thumbs up or a thumbs down for how you're doing? Red Alliance, do we have a thumbs up or thumbs down? I see a thumbs up. And I see a thumbs up from our Blue Alliance. I see a thumbs up from our, wait for a thumbs up from our head referee. Give me a thumbs up. Alrighty, with that, we'll begin match 2 in 3, 2, 1, go! Over here we see a flurry of action over on our Red Alliance as Sasquatch parks themselves and Tink Rex moves to the corner. Over on the Blue Alliance we see a flurry of hypothetical robots potentially scoring. You just can't see it. They're going that fast. This is some incredibly intense autoplay we're seeing here. This will really set the tide of the match here. Here we can see our pink robot from MI has sprung to life a little early, but that's all right. We're here to have fun. We're excited. Here we see 360 moving through, oh, sorry, that's 720, moving through our freshly placed fuel and just throwing them all out, doing that quick intaking work. Here we can see teams are a little slow to get themselves up. They are being precise and careful about their next moves here. Here we can see 360 off to their human player station to collect their fuel. 72-18 working overtime to score into their hub. Currently, it is a Red Alliance active hub, though, so this is some interesting choices we're seeing being made here. This would be the time for teams to be collecting fuel. Coming on over to the Red Alliance, where we no longer have an active hub shift. It's actually the Blue Alliance. I'm backwards to y'all. Here we can see our Alliance working to score, but they don't have an active hub right now, so we're not really sure where those points are going. It's a secret strategy that only they know. It is super duper top secret, and this will win champs. Here we can see a flurry of action over on our Red Alliance as our teams with 2 blue bumpers are working score. We can see 360 off in the center with a masterfully put together intake as they're working to score. Here we can see plenty of fuel being scored into that center. 360 working hard on loading up their fuel as they are actively just dumping buckets. Minute left on the clock here. Here we can see over here on our Red Alliance, Sasquatch Robotics is a little stuck on the bump, but that's okay. Robots love driving. 360 doing some jumps and bunny hops off of that ramp. Here we can see some consistent scoring coming from that spin dexter in 360's robot. Here we can see them picking up from their Alliance zone. It is a Red Alliance shift right now. Here we can see over on the Blue Alliance, attempts being made from the human player to score into their hub, although be it interesting timing. By the looks of it, that's our final 30 seconds here. We'll see how many teams actually end up climbing this match. Here you can see 360 going over, crowd surfing some of the fuel in here. Here you can see 3218 has a full hopper basket thingamajig, and they're getting ready. 360 just dumping buckets into their hub. Here we can see both alliances working to score. 3218 trying to pick up from the ground and score right up into their hub. Looks like they're falling a little bit short on range. That might be some improvement. With that, your match is final. Match scores will be posted just in a moment here. And with that, scores are posted. Scores are posted. With a score of 94-11, scoring those 94 points all in teleop. Unfortunately, no endgame yet, but again, the day is still young and we got plenty of time for teams to continue scoring an endgame. Just a heads up to our teams out here. We're going to start making a bit of a shift from our 10-minute turnaround time. We're going to try and go for a quicker turnaround here. Hopefully get you more field time coming up here today. With that, we're going to get ready for the next match. If you are in the next match, please move your robot to your new alliance zone, move your drive station to your new driver station, or get your robot off the field. With that, teams are good to start loading on now. Please remember to load on from the scoring table side.
match 3. Okay. Go. Welcome to match 3 of the South Sound Scrimmage. Here at the Red Alliance, we have. Okay.
Over on the Red Alliance in driver station 1, it's Team 8032 Sasquatch Robotics from Seattle, Washington. And our alliance partners right next door, it's Team 5937 MI Robotics from Mercer Island.
Last team on the Red Alliance is Team 360.
The Revolution from Tacoma, Washington. Coming on over to the Blue Alliance,
we have 2557.
your host team, the Sodabots from Tacoma, Washington.
8051.
That's Take Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
And last but not least, 3218.
That's the Panther Robotics from Bonnie Lake, Washington.
Okay.
All right, we're just giving one more team a quick moment to make their way to the field here. In the meantime, just a little heads up as an incentive to stick around for the whole day. We're looking at the forecast right now, and it looks like there's a secret match 13 coming up that no one knew about. Now, unfortunately, we're not allowed to have any robots on during match 13, so we'll need some humans with their 2 legs and 2 arms to come out to the field and help us out with this one. More info to come as we get closer, but consider this your incentive to stay on schedule. If we can get out of here by 4 o'clock, then we can have that all-human match. All right, we're looking for a thumbs up from all of our drivers across the board here, and then we'll get ready to start match number 4. Looking for a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. I just need a signal. And with that, I see thumbs up across the board here. So we'll begin match 4. Oh, hey, this is 3. In 3, 2, 1. Go! Over here we see a flurry of action happening over on the Red Alliance. Red Alliance with all blue bumpers. A little interesting here. Here we can see 80-51 Tink Rex scoring plenty of fuel into the center. Now they're going off to the center to pick up plenty of fuel. Sodabots, by the looks of it, is struggling a little bit with their shooter, but they're working on it. 32-18 is just parked there, building up that anticipation. It's kind of like momentum. Coming on over to my lack of physics knowledge. Here we can see a turret firing into our human players at the scoring table. We see a bit of chaos going on here on the field, but it looks like they're coming to life now. 360 playing some defense on the ramp, oddly enough. Never seen this before. Here we can see 360 working their way on messing up that center. Here we can see 3218 has like a handful of game pieces. We can see Soda is looking to play some defense on 360 as they're working their way through here. 360 is playing some shuttling as right now is a blue alliance shift. Here we can see a lot of action happening in the center of the field right now. Looking on over, it's still a blue alliance shift, but that shift is over. Over to the red alliance now. 360 right on it, getting ready to score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Fuel in one go. That is an insanely fast shooter. Working our way over here, we can see this robot pink bumpers over here, MI Robotics, working their way back into the alliance zone. Soda playing some heavy defense on 360 as they work their way through their zone. Here we can see 3218 is stuck on the bump. Hopefully their alliance partners will come to the rescue. It's back to a blue shift now. Here we can see a flurry of action happening on the field. Sodabots working their way through the field. They're going to play some defense over here as they are pushing around 360. Funny enough, that team has given us more motors than gears than anyone else. A little ironic if you ask me. Here we can see we're still in that blue shift, 3218, working their way to fire into their hub. Here we can see our teams are working their ways to score through over on the red alliance. Here we can see it's back to a red shift of that little sound of that little chip. Here we can see this turreted shooter from MI working its way to stay locked in onto the hub. Here we can see 360 just dumping fuel in. The scores could be pretty interesting once we see here. Again, the scores we see on the screen are only the scores post-auto. We have some really strong teleop teams, especially here in this week 1 period. Here we can see Soda shutting down 360 from doing their shuttling work. With that, 30 seconds left on the clock. We're going to look over here. Right now we have a blue alliance shift. Right now we can see 3218 working their way to score up fuel into their hub, actively working their way, sending that fuel to the center. Here we can see over on that red alliance, both teams are working to score. So far, nobody lining themselves up for a climb. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, give us a quick second to get those matches scored. Field reset, please get your gates open and ready, cleared of fuel. Thank you.
Okay, our results are in, and let's see who wins. The winner is the Red Alliance for, wait, this is the wrong match. Sorry, guys. Okay, the winner is still the Red Alliance, though. I wasn't lying. Okay.
Friendly reminder, the faster we can get ourselves on the field and get ourselves situated, the faster we can get to our secret match 13.
Welcome to the fourth match of the South Sound Scrimmage. Here on our Red Alliance, we have 39-37,
Elma Robotics from Mercer Island, Washington.
25-57,
The Solarbots, your host team from here in Tacoma.
32-18.
That's the Bonnie Lake, that's Panther Robotics from Bonnie Lake, Washington.
Over on the Blue Alliance, we have
Team 720, that's 360, oh wait, no, 720, that's
Double.
2 pi, 4 pi.
yeah. We have 360, the Revolution.
And their alliance partner,
1-0 for the Woodbine.
80-51.
that's Tank Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
Wait for Gillett.
As the great philosopher Limp Bizkit once said, throw your hands up. And by hands, I mean your thumbs. I want to see if we have thumbs up or thumbs down from our drive team.
Okay. 3.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna throw out real quick. Once this match is done, teams, if we can start like delegating within ourselves a little bit better to start shuffling around the field a bit more once match is over. Once the gates are down, you're good to go on. Start moving your robot to wherever you'll be set up for the next match. Trying to stay on schedule here. Again, if we can stay on schedule, the super duper top secret match 13 could be coming to you soon. So yeah, stay tuned, but big takeaway here. Remember, at the end of this match, move your robot to where you want it next. Change battery. You can change battery on the field. You can change bumpers on the field. Again, we're just trying to keep things going.
Three, 2, 1, go!
Here we can see MI Robotics working their way to the center, going across that center line as they grab a ton of fuel. Here we can see over on the Red Alliance, we can see the human player scoring fuel, attempting to score fuel for his alliance. Here we can see Sodabot scoring at least 2 fuel into their alliance zone. With that, robots come to life. Here we can see 360 and 720 working together on their same team. 32-8 Panther Robotics just messing up all that fuel in the center here. Here we can see kind of a grainy image as 360 has the alliance shift as they're working their way to score that fuel into the hub. Here we can see we are working on getting that fuel in the hub as right now is a red alliance shift. So over on the alliance, we can see Soda is briefly stuck up on some fuel. Oddly enough, 360 is deciding to score into the hub while their hub is inactive. But that's all right. Their hub is active now. Their alliance partner, Sasquatch, working to score. Here you can see 360, boom, 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 just dumping buckets right into their hub. Oddly enough, moving on over, we can see over on the blue alliance, 32-18, working their way to score into their hub. Here we can see 720 is stuck a little confused on what to do next. 360 keeps cycling despite not having an active hub right now. But with that, we continue scoring anyways. Here we can see over on the Red Alliance, moving on over, Soda has a full bucket's worth of game pieces, and they are actively scoring that fuel as it keeps coming in. We see a flurry of action in the airspace above the Red Alliance. Such a match to watch. Here we can see Soda just getting those shots more consistent into their bucket. Here we can see, though, it is a Blue Alliance shift. We're going to reintroduce fuel as close to where it dropped out as possible. Here you can see Soda in that meantime is collecting fuel and shuttling it over to their alliance zone. Here we can see their alliance partners, MI Robotics, are doing the same, working hard here. By the looks of it, we're still on that Blue Alliance shift, but that's going to change in just a second here. Looking over, we can see 360 scoring into their hub. Ooh, with that, 30 seconds left on the clock. Hopefully we see a team climb this match. I'm really hoping to see some endgame points. I don't know about you. We can see 32-18 dead in the water. Hopefully they can get back up and going before match is up. Soda is going to continue firing those shots as now all hubs are active. Here we can see over on our alliance zone, the Revolution just dumping buckets again into their hub. Here we can see 720 going out towards the center. Looks like they just keep going. They're oddly enough pushing fuel into the opposing alliance. With that, match is over. Scores will be posted shortly.
All right, the scores for match 4 are in. Let's see who wins. The winning alliance is the Blue Alliance.
Intro.
All Alrighty, welcome to practice match number 5 here. Although this isn't a practice match, this is also not a qualification match. It's something different. Alrighty, with that, just a reminder, that was a pretty good turnaround we had there. Sooner we can clear up the field and get our robots back in place, the sooner we can get to secret match number 13. With that, I think I just want to throw a quick reminder. You are allowed to move your robot from one side of the field to the other if that makes your life more convenient. You are allowed to swap bumpers and batteries on the field if you want to. With that, over to you, Pat. Let's meet the Red Alliance.
All right, on our Red Alliance, we have 8051,
Tink Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
2557,
The Sotobots, who are unfortunately bypassed for this match.
360,
The Revolution from here in Tacoma. Although be it, this is kind of more Federal Way, it's a weird story.
Over on the side of our Blue Alliance, we have 5937,
That's MI Robotics from Mercer Island.
720, 360's other team, and 8032.
That's Sasquatch Robotics.
Who's your runner? Devin? Perfect. I'm here to die. I do not.
Hey teams, looking for that thumbs up. Looking for that thumbs up. Looking for that thumbs up or thumbs down. Aha, I have all thumbs up. With that, we'll begin match 5 on the count of 3 in 3, 2, 1, go! Over here we see a flurry of action happening on the Red Alliance as Tink Rex, scores fuel into their hub. With that, we're moving on over. They are zipping through to the center zone as they absolutely just rip through that fuel. Really messing it up. It's kind of like watching pool. I don't actually play pool. Ooh, looks like they got stuck on the bump there. Hopefully no holes were made into that carpet. With that, the end of Autonomous is here. And move into reign in a new era of teleoperated robots. The future is wild. This is now first rover competition, as these are not really robots anymore. Here we can see it's a Blue Alliance shift. With that, Blue Alliance is up and scoring. Here we can see, who is that? That's MI, working their way on scoring into the hub, as they're doing an excellent job at it too. Their turret might be a little bit off. For some reason, the Revolution is still scoring into their hub, despite not having an active shift cycle. That's a little interesting over there. Here we can see MI Robotics is picking up fuel in their center. With that, it's over to the Red Alliance to now score. Here we can see Sasquatch is shuttling, and so is there. So over here on the Blue Alliance, we can see MI Robotics has a pretty interesting strategy as they are using long-range shooting. By the looks of it, one of their alliance partners is dead in the water. Hopefully this will not affect the match. Ooh, quick save. With that, we're looking at a score of 3-2. It's a pretty intense match out here. It's going to be really interesting to see here. With that, we can see over here, it's a Blue Alliance shift. And yet, despite that, it will not stop these teams from scoring when their points are nothing. Moving on over, we can see in the center of the field here, looking at our red robots shuffling up that entire center area, making our field resetters' lives more difficult. But that is what this is all about, is the challenge here. With that, here we can look at, here we see the Revolution grabbing fuel from the center, playing defense on their sister team, 720. This robot is like, are they siblings? Are they parents? Are they iterations of each other? Who knows? Are they clones? With that, the Revolution taking advantage of their active hub to score more points. 30 seconds left on the clock here as we go into our endgame period. Games can now begin their climbing period. I'm interested to see if any teams will climb this match, as we have not seen a single climb yet this day. Here we can see the Sasquatch human player is actively helping his robot by scoring into their active hub. Both hubs are active right now. 10 seconds left on the clock. Here we go. It's any minute now. Both hubs active still. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match scores will be posted shortly. With that, your scores are posted with a score of 104-5. With that, 3-2 points scored in auto, but 101-49 in tally-up. Unfortunately, we still have not seen any endgame points yet. I'm still excited to see a team climb here. With that, remember, we have a secret match 13, but only if we can get through all of our actual matches quickly. With that, we'll hand off to our resetters and our teams to come collect their robots and move them to their next position. Hey teams, friendly reminder that in the process of your robot nibbling on some fuel, your robot may want to take a souvenir from the field. If your robot is taking a souvenir from the field, please make sure you're bringing it back to the field. Thank you. Alrighty, with an unfortunate turn of events, we're going to be bypassing our Red Alliance over here. So with that, let's give a quick shout out to the teams that would be here, which would be 360, 2557, and 8032. With that, Pat, let's go meet our Blue Alliance.
Over here at the Blue Alliance, we have
720, it's 4 Pi. And their alliance partner.
No. 8051.
That's 8031.
8051.
Oh, 8051. That's Tank Rex.
And And 3218.
That's Panther Robotics from Bonnie Lake, Washington. Pat, I don't know about you, but I think the Red Alliance is going to absolutely sweep the competition in this match. I hate to say it, but Blue Alliance, you stand no chance. Like, I would even say give up and go home now. You're just going to get absolutely fried in this next upcoming match. With that, I think it's time that we see some thumbs. Oh, I see thumbs down. Oh, I see thumbs up, but with one thumbs down from their teammate, so a little confused there. Hey, thumbs up across the board, but Panthers. I know you guys got like paws or whatever like a Panther has. Like, do Panthers have thumbs? Yeah, my science dude here just told me Panthers don't have thumbs. I know y'all don't got thumbs. Hey, I see a thumb. With that, we're ready to begin match number 6 in 3, 2, 1, go. On the Blue Alliance, right here we can see the Red Alliance Hey, and the Blue Alliance continues to keep scoring here. As we can see, our Red Alliance is doing some insane on the field. This is an auto never seen before. Here we can see it's right now still that 10-second shift period. Here we can see our Alliance to continue scoring into their hub, trying to help our Red Alliance teams out here. Scoring process. Red Alliance, some intense work scoring into their hub. Here we can see it's a Red Alliance shift right now, trying to keep count of how many fuel we can manage to score. There is nobody here to score this, but it is up to us volunteers. We got a young volunteer here to help us throw. Come on, buddy, give it a all. Ah. All right, we're working on it. We have our volunteers here. Oh, line shift is not score anymore. We're gonna take 5 here. Like 4. 4 out of the 20 we shot went in. Here we can see it's a Blue Alliance shift right now as 360 goes over that bump. Teams are slowly but surely figuring this out. It's back over to the Red Alliance. This is the time for teams to start messing stuff up. Here we can see our volunteers working hard to score for the Red Alliance. They desperately need it. That's 1 more point to the Red Alliance. Here we can see our Red Alliance is working hard and diligently to continue the scoring. Here we can see our Red Alliance working overtime, really putting in the work it takes to score this fuel. Here we can see this is a pretty intense match here, as the Red Alliance is putting up some heavy defense against 720. Looks like they're shutting down play here, but 720 manages to maneuver around this Red Alliance robot. Heading on over to the Blue Alliance, here we can see 8051 is getting shut down by the Blue Alliance robots as they are attempting to score. This is some insane defense that we have not seen yet this season. Here we can see 32-18 is completely pinned by the Red Alliance robot. Unfortunately, though, the refs are blind and are not calling any of that penalties there. Here we can see 720 is working hard to continue scoring as they now unlaunch their fuel into their hub. Here we can see we just got another 5 seconds left on the clock here. Any minute now, it's going to be over. Turn of events. The Red Alliance has managed to pull off all 3 robots up on L4. This has never been seen before. What an incredible match. Up your robots. Bum, bum, bum. With that, keep a close eye on this score. That was a pretty intense match there. I have never seen such intense defense from any alliance ever before. The Red Alliance really put up a fight, but really it's going to come down to those end game points. Cal, let's see that final match score. Incredible! This is a world record set right here in Tacoma, Washington. In auto, the Blue Alliance started out with a strong lead of 4 points, and then in Teleop, another strong lead of 12 points. But then it all came down to that climb from the Red Alliance at endgame as they took away a million gajillion points. So basically, it's like a circle. So once you go up, you start to have to go back down. Math, blah, blah, blah. This is how it goes.
It's an integer overflow.
cool Tacoma Robotics line. But yeah.
Oh, hey, Owen. How do I get myself more involved in these really cool TRA events?
Oh, Pat, such a great question. You know, you can find out about more of these events through the Tacoma Robotics Alliance Discord. Link/QR code is up on the screen up here. We do a lot of game nights, movie nights, as well as it's just a really cool alliance to be a part of. It also is the people who run this field. That's where all this fuel came from. It's all the members of our Tacoma Robotics Alliance. So yeah.
Join the Discord and talk FRC with others.
All right, start intros. Alrighty, we're about to intro our next teams here, but just a reminder, we are 5 matches away from our secret all-human match. Again, if you want to play this all-human match, let's make sure we're making a good faith effort to stay on time, get our robots working, and if we can't play that match, communicate that as soon as possible. With that, Pat, let's meet our teams.
Alrighty, over here on the Red Alliance, we have 720.
The 4 Pi, it's a double revolution.
3218.
Panther Robotics from Body Lake, Washington.
8032.
8032 Sasquatch Robotics from Seattle, Washington.
On the opposite side, in our Blue Alliance, we have 2557.
The Sodabots.
360.
The Revolution.
And last but not least, 5937.
That's MI Robotics. That, as the ye old saying goes, put your thumbs up or down. I see a thumbs up from MI. I don't see a thumbs up from 360. Disappointing. I see a thumbs up from 360, 720. I see a thumbs up from Panthers. I see a thumbs up from 360. We'll begin this match in 3, 2, 1, go! Here we can see MI working their way to the center of the field, picking up as much fuel as they can get. Looks like they're going back to their neutral zone to pop some fuel into their hub here as their auto-tracking hood. Oh, look at that fuel go. Their accuracy is getting better and better by each match. It's incredible to watch as teams learn more from this event here. With that, we are moving into our teleoperated period here. Here we see 720 moving themselves out into the center of the field, intake out, just ripping through that fuel, grabbing as much as they can get. Looks like they have completely disturbed the entire center of the field here. It's a Blue Alliance shift right now, so it's up to our Blue Alliance to score. Here we can see 720 going up against 360 as they are playing some defense here. 360 just grabbing from the center right now. Here we can see MI Robotics getting themselves ready to score into their hub. Unfortunately, they make only one ball out of the many fuel that they have shot in there. Here we can see for some reason the PTZ camera is tracking our mentor April. Here we can see that's a little weird. Here we can see 360 just dumping buckets, as well as we can see 7 overtime over here on that fuel. Here we can see it's a Red Alliance shift right now, so 32-18 is working to score their fuel into the hub. Looks like their accuracy needs a little bit more tuning, but 360 is just absolutely dumping buckets here. Here we can see 360 working to grab from that depot. Looks like they're struggling a little bit. With that, their time is up. It is back over to the Blue Alliance to continue scoring now. Going on over there, we can see MI Robotics working overtime to continue scoring into that hub. Here we can see on our Blue Alliance, they are grabbing from the corner and just shooting as soon as they grab. 360 with a whole basket's worth, getting ready to fire that. Only 3 of those shots missed out of the near 20. Back over to the Red Alliance here. We see a flurry of action from 360 and 720 as they are working overtime to score. Just with that, 45 seconds left on the clock here. We're working double time here to get this fuel scored. Here we can see Tank Rex is MI Robotics working overtime to continue scoring into that hub as they have a full basket's worth. Here you can see the Revolution working to continue scoring as right now it is a Rev. With that, we've reached our final 30 seconds. Both hubs are enabled and fair game for all teams to play with here. Watching this fuel get scored into the hub here, we can see it is up to our alliances to score as much as possible in this next time. Right here, we can see 360, no brakes, all speed. Hello, please don't hit me. Here we can see some fuel being ejected from the field. Here we can see some work happening here, and with that, robots are done. Score of 7-10, but again, that's just your auto score. Stay tuned, scores will be posted very shortly. Gatekeepers, open those gates, please. Wah-ha-ha-ha. Friendly reminder, the sooner we can clean up this field and get robots back where they need to be, the sooner we can get to our all-human match.
Alrighty, everybody. The results are in for this round. Cal, can we see them? Okay, the results for practice match 7 is Blue Alliance winning with 108.
All right. Matt.
Alrighty, welcome to practice match number 8 here. We're going to try and get through these intros really quickly so we can play our all-human match coming up soon. Over here, it's sold. I'm going to bid 328. Who is that?
That is Panther Robotics.
Oh, I see another bid. 593.7. How much are they bidding? Well, who's bidding that?
Wait, yeah, wrong. Me Robotics. Wait.
That's MI Robotics. And over here, I see another bid for 255. 2557. Who is that?
The Sodabots.
Alrighty, coming over here, we see some other auctioneers as we're auctioning off this field. Ooh, who's that over in the field? I see 720. Who's bidding 720? That's 4 pi. We're 360 second team. And I see another bid right next door. It's 360. I see a bid for 360. Sold to the Revolution from Tacoma, Washington. Oh, wait. I see a bid for that. Right over here. That's a bid for 8032. I see a bid for 8032. That's the instant bid right there. My microphone was not on for that. I turned it back on. And my mic is back on. Oh, sold. Oh, looks like we have a bid for 832. Pat, who's bidding on this?
Sasquatch Robotics.
Oh, and sold for a low price of $8,032. Alrighty, we're looking for thumbs up across the field here. We're looking for a round of thumbs up across the field here. By the looks of it, Soda needs a little bit more time to tune in. 720. They keep putting a thumb up and then a thumb down, but it looks like the thumb up for real on God chat. For real this time. As we get ready to connect here, our scorekeeper / AV expert is playing Stickman Swing 2 like a complete iPad kid on his dad's iPad. Just thought I should highlight that real quick here. Over here we have an alliance of at least 3 rotations worthy of points here. Of course, that's only the low RPM of 3 rotations per minute. Of course, though, that's not an SI unit, but we don't live in communist America. We live in true patriot America where we use real units like miles and feet and inches. And I see a thumbs up from all across the board here. All right, thumbs up. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go! Over here we see a flurry of action over on the Blue Alliance. I thought there'd be a lot more happening here. But here we can see this really good auto from MI as they go out to the center and they grab some fuel. Soda is working to continue scoring into the center. Shooter may be a little jammed, but their alliance partners 32-18 are also just kind of sitting there waiting for more points to score. These points will come in soon as we wait for our scores to kind of even out. Here we see a flurry of action as some of our best teleop robots here. The 360 Woodbot working overtime to get ready to score here. Practice match number 8 here is now a Blue Alliance shift as we work our way to fire into the goal here. Plenty of points coming from 360, but here we can see 720 is also scoring. 360 is grabbing fuel from the center here as they work their way over. Here we see 360 continues to score into their goal as they just dump buckets into their shooter. Their alliance partners, 8032, are dead in the water. Hopefully they can reconnect soon as they work hard to work on that. Here you can see in the center these pink bumpers that are pretty iconic flashing through as we get ready to go out there. Here you can see 360 working their way to climb as they fire into their hub. Here you can see on the opposing alliance, we can see the pink bumpers of MI Robotics as they continue to start getting their turret more accurate. Here we can see 3218 beached up on a fuel as they go up and over. It's now a Blue Alliance shift as we work through here. 360 and 720 just absolutely dumping points into that hub. Scores will only tell us how much they actually managed to pull out there. These iconic bumpers of 7218 as they work their way to score. Here we can see they are firing over and shuttling as for some reason 3218 decides that it's time to score while these points mean nothing. Over to the Red Alliance now as they're working their way through. 50 seconds left on the clock here. We can see 360 working their way back over to the Alliance zone as they steal fuel that their opponents recently stole. Here we can see some defense from Soda as they shut down and now pin 720 into the corner. Looks like Sasquatch Robotics is back up and alive. With that, 30 seconds left on the clock here. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these teams will climb in time. Some shots coming on over that basket here. Soda playing some intense defense on 360 as they are actively smashing them. Here we can see 360 going into their opponent's frame. As that could be a penalty at an in-season competition. Here we can see 360 continuing to score up into their hub. Soda attempts to go over the bump but gets stuck. Here we can see their alliance partners. With that, match is over. Scores will be finalized shortly. Stick with us soon. And remember, the sooner we can get cleaned up, the sooner we can get to our all-human match.
Alrighty, guys, the scores for this round have been counted.
72-75, what a close match here. You can see a lot of points gained by the Red Alliance in their auto period. But moving on over, we can see Inteliop is a score of 75. That was pretty. You don't have a lot of people that actually start to get.
Blue Alliance won.
Alrighty, with that, if you are in the next match, feel free to start setting up your robot on the field here. Or help field reset as they get their fuel into the giant corral. You know, being a fuel cowboy is not an easy job working out on the open ranch. We broke them, they broke us. Oh, Alrighty, welcome to match 9 as we get much closer to our all-human match. Again, if we can stay on time here and get through our last 3 matches in a reasonable amount of time, we can play our secret match 13. Pat, I think it's time we meet. Oh my God, my voice is going. Pat, tell me about the teams in match 9.
On the Red Alliance, there's 2557.
Your host, the Solobots from Tacoma, Washington.
720.
That's the Revolution twice, Electric Boogaloo.
8051.
That's Ting Rex from Tukwila, Washington.
Over on our Blue Alliance, we have 360.
The Revolution.
3218.
Panther Robotics.
And 5937.
MI Robotics. Alrighty, with that, as we get our field all set up and ready to play. Alrighty, teams, I'm looking for that thumbs up. Alrighty, I see 2 thumbs up. Oh, I see a thumbs down. That's evil.
Alrighty, does everybody have a thumbs up? Nope.
I tell you, it's because these robots are jealous of how fast we're going. They're scared we're going to get to play a match 13 in a reasonable amount of time. Again, just 3 more matches. If we can keep it together, we get to play our all-human match. Thumbs up from our Blue Alliance. I know we'll be good to play.
Okay, we have all our thumbs up, so who's ready for the countdown? 3, 2, 1, go!
Flurry of action over here on our Red Alliance as Soda works to score their fuel in auto. Unfortunately missing their 2 shots, overshooting that next shot, but the human player for the Red Alliance is working hard to continue scoring over in that hub for them. That was a really weird shot. That fuel just like went straight through the hub and right out the next door without even bouncing around. How wacky. Here you can see the Woodbot 360 going off into the center, grabbing an ungodly amount of fuel as that is its skill. By the looks of it, Red Alliance won that auto by technicality of randomization. Here we can see Soda has a shooter that's jammed. Hopefully they can figure that one out pretty soon. Here, 32-18, human player continues to keep scoring into the hub. Funny enough, 360's robot as they have a current active hub, but yet they choose to shuttle. Oh, right, looks like it's back over to the Blue Alliance. 720 continues to keep shuttling as their robot goes through the processes here. Here we can see there's not much action happening on the field here as we work our way through this next match. Here we can see over on the Blue Alliance, 32-18, as they get a little stuck. By the looks of it, they are currently aimed at their hub. They have fuel inbound. They may be having some technical difficulties as they're working on it. Soda hops over that bump as it's currently now a new shift for the Red Alliance as they work their way to continue scoring that fuel into their hub. These shots are turning out to be much more accurate. By the looks of it, they managed to unjam their shooter. Here we can see 360, 1, 2, 3, as they continue to keep scoring into their hub here. Here you can see 360 jumping off the ramp as their robot now gets beached. Those Mark 5s working overtime. Back over to the Blue Alliance, we're going to see how our teams continue to keep scoring despite the fact that there's only one team on the opposing alliance. This is just a field of 3 right now. Here we can see Soda is working overtime to intake their fuel right now. Abigail, if you can hear me, come on over to me right now. Here we can see Sodabot's working to pick up from that center area. Only just a few fuel left. 30 seconds left on the clock here. 360 has a full hub. See, open alliance, open season. All teams are fair game to score. 360 has left a full bucket into their auto zone. Here we can see they're working overtime to continue scoring as the human player for the Blue Alliance, Red Alliance, sorry. 360 dumping fuel into that bucket here. And match!
already the scores are in from last round, and let's see them. The Red Alliance wins.
Right, teams. Unfortunately, with the nature of how week zeros work, this is a great time to test your robots. And unfortunately, not every robot survives a week zero. But we all learn what we need to do to make our robot survive a week 1 or 2. But unfortunately, 3 robots are no longer able to compete with us today. So with that, once our field is reset, I think with all of our robots on strike, we're going to need some humans to sub in for them and play a match. With that, if you are interested in participating in our all-human match, please set yourself up at the front of the pit up here, please. All right, thank you. Alrighty, if you are interested in participating in our full human match, please set yourself up in front of the field here so we can go over a quick safety briefing of rules and all that fun stuff. And if you are interested in playing in our all-human match, please stage yourself over here by the chairs, by the camera. We're going to go over some quick rules and what's going on and make sure we're all playing safe and fair. Alrighty, we're gonna give ourselves about, let's say, three more match, or not three. We're gonna give ourselves about another minute or two out here. I see a lot of teams here. I know some people are packing up, getting themselves cleaned up. So we're gonna. Unfortunately, we are done with robot matches for the day. 3 out of our 7 robots are out, and that does not give us a full alliance, unfortunately. But wait, don't I need to schedule a time to come to this field?
You need to make sure you talk to people who know when the field is open, but you do not necessarily need to schedule time slots.
Oh, what if I want Ephraim? What if I want to find a place I can ask people about this field?
You will have to join the TRA Discord server. It is on both the screens, but you can also ask people in the PNW Discord server, if you're in that server, if you can join. Usually, most of the members will be Sodabots 2557, The Revolution 360, and Panthers 3218 that will be in the server. Some other teams will be in that server, but we're open to anyone who will like to join.
All right, Ephraim, I'm going to need you. All right. Hi, everybody. All right. Clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. All right. I assume everyone who is listening in wants to participate in our all-human match. Unfortunately, the robots have gone on strike, and us human beings are forced to once again do manual labor. Although be it kind of crossing a picket line here with these robots, but robots can't unionize, so it doesn't matter. With that, welcome aboard. All of you here are now our human robots. But before we can let you guys onto the field, we have some quick rules. Before we even start, let's all check ourselves. Do we have safety glasses? Try poking your eyes out for me real quick. All right, I hear a lot of tapping. By sounds of it, your eyeballs are safe. Secondly, do we all have closed-toed shoes? All right, I see some people tying their shoes. All right, looks like we're making safe and smart choices. That's lovely. All righty, so some quick rules for the field here for our all-human match, and I need everyone to listen in really closely. Number 1, you may not go over the bump. Number 2, you may not crawl under the trench. The only way you may move between your alliance zone and the neutral zone is by walking through the open trenches. This is for your own safety. And again, we will be walking because unfortunately, us as human beings could not afford Kraken X60s, and we cannot move nearly as fast as the robots. And we will not try to because we all have weak 550s as our drive motors. It was a really interesting choice. I don't know why we did that, but that's what we did. All right, secondly, there's a lot of you, and a lot of you are on the same team. That's evil. I want you to meet some new people. I want y'all to make some friends. So I'm gonna randomly split y'all in half, kind of just down the room here. Tink Rex, can you guys like sprinkle yourselves in a bit more? Same with MI, like mix in with the soda. So yeah. Alrighty. Do I have, all right, I'm going to kind of just split the room in half here. Do I have any volunteers for a human player for red and blue? I see Ben, and I see a hand back there from Panthers. You two are my first sacrifices. I'm going with the first hands I see. So if you want to head over to the player station. All right, make sure we are all clear. True or false, we will be running on this field. True or false, we will be wearing our safety glasses all the time. All righty, by sounds of it, you guys get enough of the idea. With that, question. They do. With that, I'm going to split our room in half about here, just looking at density. This side, Taylor, you're getting cut in half, my guy. All right, scoot over if you're on this side of Taylor. Scoot over if you're on this side, and we'll mix and mingle. All right, all you need to start in a legal configuration with at least 1 foot on the tape line. Remember, carefully step into the field. There will be no stepping over the wall whatsoever. You are allowed no preload. Actually, 1 preload per person. It looks like our alliances are a little unbalanced. We're going to count it out over here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, we have 13 on blue. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over here, I'm going to ask one person from over here to betray their alliance. Teams, is that a legal starting configuration for your height? Some of you need to crouch down unless you're Cal. We all need to start in legal starting configurations. Remember your max extension limits. I see some random fuel in here. I think this alliance is cheating. Can we get these gates up real quick? You're not on the line. You are not on the line. You are not on the line. Let's remember our legal starting configurations here. Alrighty, before we begin, I need a quick true or false from everyone. All right, true or false? Are you allowed to walk over the bump? Are you allowed to crawl under a trench? Is the only point of access to the neutral zone the open trench? Alrighty, with that, teams, are we ready? I think the Red Alliance is more ready. I think the Blue Alliance, I don't think they're there yet. Alright, Devin. Alrighty, refs, are we ready? Scorers, are we ready? Alrighty, our all-human match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Here we see a flurry of action on our field as our alliances work to shuttle game pieces into their neutral zones. We can see these depots have been cleared out entirely. The Panthers human player is actually doing an illegal technique of throwing around. With that, end of auto, stop, go! Here's the flurry of action on the field as that 10-second shift overtime to keep scoring. Oh, by looks at Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance has an active hub. Alrighty, Blue Alliance, your scoring matters. Here we can see, I'm going to start helping out as they continue scoring. Oh, by the looks of it, fuel's getting all messed up by our human players out here. Here we can see our robots. Hey, I think MI is about to get a yellow card. MI, you're getting a yellow card for grabbing from behind there. The fuel has to hit the ground first. Oh, over to the Red Alliance now as they continue scoring as these points keep raining in. Here we can see for some reason the Blue Alliance keeps scoring despite everything. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. You need to score from your alliance zone. Please read the manual for more info. Here we can see the yellow robot on the Blue Alliance has an interesting strategy of shuttling by kicking. But now it's over to the Blue Alliance as their turn to score. Here we can see the Red Alliance is doing a strategy of scoring. We see some intense defense over here on the field from our blue robots. Here we see a really interesting method of shuttling right here on our human match. We see some defense happening out here on the field. What an intense match. Minute left in the match here on the clock. Over to the Red Alliance as their hub is now active as a flurry of action begins on their side. Here we can see some intense plays happening here as fuel gets stuck up in the hub. That's okay though, we can free it. We have the technology of appendages. Here we can see it's an intense match here as teams are working overtime to score. By the looks of it, 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. Who's going to climb? Here we can see it's an intense match out here as a flurry of action as all hubs are now active. It's going to come down to those climb points. Oh, we can see some L3 climbs from the Red Alliance, but it's really going to come down over here to our Blue Alliance. See if they can get those climb points back. 5, 4, 4, 3, 1. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, alrighty. If you climbed, keep your hands on the bar, and we're going to count them off. All right, over here on the Red Alliance, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 L3 climbs. Going on over to our Blue Alliance, let's count them out. As our field reset crews get ready, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th L1 climb. Alrighty, we're gonna leave it to our match calculator here to calculate your final score. With that, stay tuned, help us clean up the field a little bit, and your score will be posted. Humans, my peoples, my fellow mankind. It's time to figure out, did the Red Alliance or did the Blue Alliance win? Your scores will be posted. Your scores will be posted. Your scores will be posted. There we go. With an astonishing 528 points to the Red Alliance here. With an insane 391. I really thought the Blue Alliance would have lost it with that lack of climbing right there, but instead they took it home. What an incredible match. I'm surprised by the low amount of scoring in auto. What an interesting play. With that, thank you to everyone who was here today. Thank you to everyone who participated today, and I can't wait to see you all again next year. With that, please help us clean up any messes that are left here and pack up your pit. Thank you.